Hello, and welcome back to Cross Channel. I have an hour today, or so, and it's been a while. If only I didn't play Metal Gear Delta over the long weekend. We could have probably advanced too far, advanced a lot in the story, but well, let's take our time reading the story. Anyway, let's get started with today's Cross Channel. Gotta remember. Oh, a serious youth flavored question.
わけわかめだよ。
That joke was hilarious. Wait, I just remembered. I haven't loaded up the walkthrough. All right, we're good.
おいおい、お前自分でこんなものよこしておいてはぐらかすなよ。
The monkey pulled out a postcard. You say, I brought it on myself, but it was someone else's hands that mailed that.
どうして部活なん？
Can I ask something to you? With a serious face. It has to do with you and your Nessan. Are you okay with that?
おう、
It's a serious question.
オッケー。何？
Yeah. I pushed out my question a little stiffly. Why do you, a person from Kanto, sometimes use nan or what or soyan, and that's true, like part of some pseudo Kansai dialect? Heel note: Kanto and Kansai are two different regions of Japan, each of which pronounces certain words differently. So, regional dialects. If you're not familiar where Kansai is, just think about like Osaka, Kyoto, and Nara, and basically that area. And you should know Kanto as like it's basically Tokyo. It's not technically. I mean it's Tokyo is a set of Kanto basically, but like there's a lot of things going on. Tokyo got large. That's all you need to think.
最高に姉貴と関係ない質問だよ。
He'll now continue. The Kansai dialect is more old-fashioned and folksy. Kanto tends to be more modernized and borrow more words from English. If you I mentioned what places what prefectures are kind of that are associated with those dialects, so it should be obvious why that is the case.
帰る。
Whoa, hold up! Rome wasn't built in a day.
気を抜いてくれてありがとう太一くん。
Yep, my conversations always take the scenic route. Suamari, think about it. Doesn't having an objective give a person something to live for?
生きがいね。けど生きる糧があるならそういうのもいいけどさ。
That's why I was enamored with this.
こういうのって？
You group graffiti? Why is the spelling like this? Unless it's a deliberate misspelling because he's trying to combine two words or something. Or it's an actual thing. Well, I have no idea, man. Anyway, what flavor do you think this
いや
has?
お茶じゃないから。
Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah. I remember now. It's a word he made up. Okay, I just remembered. It's been a while. Okay, it's been a while. Tomogi stood up and circled the antenna.
それで？それだけで？
Nice to have something to do.
あるじゃん。別に物資探すとかさ。
At the very least, this club has hope.
絶望を確認することしかできないかもよ。
There's the hope that we can confirm despair.
わかんないよ、太一の考え。
Is that
ど
so?
うしてそんな楽しそうなんだ？ほんと、信じられないね。
Tomogi wiped his eyes with his
僕
arms.
にわかるのは、このアンテナとモービル用機材の決戦だけだ。
Then help out.
なんだよ。もうちょっとそれっぽく感動とかしろよ。
Idiot. I'm carrying on the inside. My tears are even bitter.
そうは見えない。
That's lame for two guys to get down with each other's ears. So go do that with your Naz-chan.
ひで
Now, if you made that decision, then hurry up and work. The planned broadcast day is tomorrow.
ーへいへいじゃあ機材調達してくる太一
Tomogi's feet stopped in front of the door.
てっきり姉貴と仲直りしろとか言うのかなって思ってた姉貴を手伝えよ弟だろって
Oh no, sibling rivalry is part of a healthy life. I wouldn't stop that. Stop it. The point being, I was telling you to help me out. I stuck out my
お
chest.
前大物
I'm the overlord of all adaptation coefficients over 80.
そのオーバーロードともこれからも普通に友達してやるよそういうの嫌いじゃないから
He disappeared into the school building, as if running away. Because I don't dislike that. When Tomoki said that, for a moment his face was as red as the limits of humanity would allow. Don't say it if you're going to get embarrassed. Seriously. I looked at the antenna, but this should get it progressing a bit. An enjoyable farce of a club. This could become a precious memory, so that someday I'll see enjoyable dreams. Surely. Forever. So I can feel thankful. I am fighting. And then, Sunday. The roof. All the preparations have been made. Good job.
ペケ君も
Senpai was a little weary. That's why I informed her. It's not over yet.
そうですか
We'll have to keep maintaining this broadcast channel.
うんそうですね
Put her there. A handshake. Senpai collected her tools, leaving them to one side, and looked at the antenna.
放送できますね
Hi.
放送したからといってそれで全てうまくいくとは限りませんけど
I think so as well. But it wasn't meaningless. Even if she only wanted to keep moving, she simply can't keep our hearts in balance without doing something. I'm that way too. But my reason is a little different from everyone else's.
ペケ君原稿はできましたか
I did. Actually, I hadn't. Senpai smiled wildly.
じゃああなたが DJ をやってくださいね
Ah!
今からチェックする時間もリテイク出す暇もありませんしお任せします
Okay. That might actually be convenient. After all, the manuscript is just blank paper. I'll have to come up with something appropriate.
太一機材運ぶのを手伝ってくれる
Okay. When Tomoki came up, he took one look at Senpai. They avoided each other's eyes, but it wasn't as friendly as before. For now, that's enough. Later on, they'll be able to live with each other's faces no matter what happens. Time is all we have. Too much time. From then on, we carried up the equipment in order to monitor from the roof. The point of this was to allow the pilot broadcast to be live from the roof. That Rabba, of all times for him to be hardly skipping school.
今に始まったことだろうか
Yep, that idiot.
まったくだ。
お
Sakuraba, what are you doing here?
友情は見返りを。
Nothing at all. We laughed invisibly with our thumbs up.
いや使いどころ間違ってるし
It's been a while, Rabba.
ゲサンパか
Oh! Toko and the others came too. Yes, the others. Behind her were Miki and Kiri.
おはようございます
She raised both hands in the air energetically as she screamed. That loud voice made Kiri's eyebrows narrow and her shoulders curl up. There was a picture for this, titled The Status Quo of 7 People. Something we should have lost.
ペケ君これは
Senpai pulled the edges of her clothes to straighten them. Well, I struck a bit of a bargain.
手を打ったって。だって、ペケ君だって。
I'm a super director, so that went well. Senpai looked ready to cry. She was silent for a whole minute. Then
全
finally,
員集合ですね。
yes, boss. All personnel assembled. Will this opportunity ever come again? No. I just have to maintain this unity from now on. Yeah, right. I can't do such a thing. That's why, just for now, I'll make memories. Attention! I raised one hand and called out to everyone. Now, to celebrate the reconciliation of the broadcasting club, we shall now recommence our attack on the bread shop.
なんでだよ。
そう思ってカレーパンを食う準備をしておいた。
Yo, we know this guy's VA. Oh, it's also the first time we see his sprite.
嘘つくな。
パン屋さんって元ヤクザ崩れの方がやっているとこですか？
I'm not seriously investigating the matter either.
でも揃うのは確かに久しぶりだね。
どうして私を見るのよ。
それは貴様が部活に全然出ようとしない裏切り者だからだ。
Don't have to hear that from you.
お前が言うな。
I left a pause before countering with violence, using my fists of extreme bloodletting power. Sakuraba sung silently. By the way, the roles assigned to each of the three men are Sakuraba Funny Man, Tomoki Straight Man, Taichi All-Rounder. That's how it turned out. I am the one to disentangle her heart with the power of love.
抱きつくな。
What a nice scene. You know, it's a nice scene before anything happens. It's always like that, man. Why is it always like that? Anyway.
本気で嫌がってるよ。
Her body's on us.
いるわよ。
I ignored the elbow strikes bouncing off my head.
栗原先輩。
Miki hugged Toko's butt. Her scream was in a high octave. Miki fondled her butt.
やめてよ山の上。柔らかい。柔らかすぎて。
Irihara, only your figure is the best. Toko's face tightened.
離して。触らないでよ。先輩。
セクハラ集団だな。
ああ、
見てないでなんとかしてよ。
民事不介入だぜ。
警察だ。桐原さん、体調の方はもういいんですか？普通に会話する前にまずこの猿2匹をどうか。でもその子たち本能で生きてるのでどうにもなりませんから。和やかに言われても。ちょっとどこ触ってんのよ。にゃん。もうやめてよ。
She started crying. We hurriedly stepped back.
うず
Why are you crying?
だって桐原泣いてるぜ。
もらい泣きですね。
超切ない。
天素なんだって。
Anyway, I'm sorry, Kirihara.
じゃないの？
She slapped my back. Ah, ita! It hurt like a whip. Well, it's a natural recompense. Kitty turned the other way and sighed. Come on, I'll give you candy.
いらない。
I grabbed her jaw and pushed in the candy by force, along with my fingers. Damn, man. Now, taste the familiar flavor of a mother. She tried to run away, but wouldn't let go of her jaw. One, two. Sate. I wonder how many we can fit in this cute little hole of yours. If you don't like it, why not bite down on my fingers? I could make out a faint enmity in her open eyes. But as I rubbed around her mouth and pulled on her tongue, Her eyelids closed shut. Toko seems to be sensitive on the inside of her mouth. Very important details, guys. Very important details. 3, 4. There. I push it into the back of her mouth, thoroughly infringing on her. Aren't they sweet?
エロエロ S タイムエロエロ S タイム
Ella Asain is a part of a medieval European spell for the black bullet for summoning demons. It's famous in Nippon due to a certain anime. Also, Miki is mispronouncing Elohim as Ero, meaning erotic. Wait. I'm supposed to know this anime because I already heard the term before, but now suddenly I forgot about it. You know what? Never mind. Let's go to you for now.
太一、そんなことしたらダメだよ。エッチすぎるよ。
Ah, damn it. I know I know I watched something. I recognize it. No, anyway, that's not the time to think about it.
だからこの人は危険だって。
俺的にはギブミーキャンディーの1点。
With one exception, everyone was trembling violently. Huh? My intended apology became bullying? Go in. I release her. My fingers slid back, pulling out the thread of saliva. Toko staggered away from me. Well, anyway, now that you're taking a daily dose of sugar, please live on energetically. It took her a while to regain her senses, but then she glared piercingly at me, while her mouth is filled with sweets like a squirrel.
バカ大使言い返せないですね。
Hmm?
子供集団。はいリクリエーションはそこまで。
Senpai slapped her hands together.
レクリエーションじゃなくてセクハラ。
She was ignored. Jesus, man. Society, what the fuck?
さくらさん、桐原さ
She called to the two estranged friends.
ん。なんです？せっかくですから改めて一緒にどうですか？部活といっても大した作業もありませんし、ただ見物していくだけでも暇つぶしにはなるでしょ。
Hiri and Toko. Their lines of sight crossed just a bit. The two boats stood in delicate positions.
私はミキに呼ばれただけですから。ダメですか？キリチン。ミキが帰るまで同行するだけです。
The atmosphere loosened, at least around her. The other one remains. Is that an actual word? Let me actually check because it's the first time I've seen this word in my entire life. Not gonna lie. It's a real word. Steamed. Prevent or to hinder the progress. So. No, seriously, this is the first time I've seen this word in my entire life. What the hell? The other one remained steamed. Her face had grown even more sullen. Holding her candy-filled mouth with her hands, she composed words.
朝倉先輩が来いって言うから来たけど、いないみたいですから。
She's trying to leave. I grab her arm. Oh, sorry. That was my...
Huh?
I thought you just might come if she asked you by name.
帰る。
Well...
あんたに呼ばれたんだったら最初から来なかった。
Don't get mad now.
いつもそうやって都合よく振る舞って、あの時だって。
Man, there's that certain situation that lives rent-free for her, man. I'm quite curious what that is.
人のことからかってバカにして、ただおもちゃにして。あんたは楽しいでしょうよ。けどこっちの気持ちぐらい少しは考えたらどうなの？自分が傷つかないからって人もそうだなって思われたら迷惑よ。シワーが
止めないの？
飴玉を所望する。
相変わらずですね、桜庭くん。部長が止めるしかないような気がします。そうね。こ
効果ゼロとお見受けします。
Hopeless. It seems I'll have to get this under control myself. Toko. I love your angry face.
何言ってんの？
Whoa, her expression is softened because of softened? Really? So, why don't we have even more friendly fights like this in the future? Toko exhaled deeply, her will collapsing.
もういい。疲れた。
I like how I'm pretty sure she reacted to something there. She reacted to something there, man. Anyway. So, you understand?
疲れたって言ったの。さっさと部活始めたら？
Don't leave.
好きにすれば？
Assent and understanding. I pulled her by the hand and back to everyone. Toko kept looking down, saying nothing. Yeah, she reacted to something there. We could tell which one, but like, and then it was a critical hit. Mucho, though I'm not sure how, I'm succeeding in reproducing our lost days as a club.
Huh?
It's only patchy at best, but I finished the renovation of these human relationships. An unsatisfied face. It's only natural. Each of these girls has a distinct points of view.
とにかく久しぶりに勢揃いということですね。
Yes, sir. Having all 7 of us here felt nostalgic. That was the start of our club.
ペケ君、準備お願いしてもいいですか？
Yes, leave them to me. But first, I had to go to the bathroom and get rid of a small...
黙って行きなさいよ、バカ。
I'll harass you again later.
後でハラスメントして気を晴らすとか思っているな。
I'm not thinking that far ahead. I used the girls' bathroom to alleviate some frustration. This is the room Togo's always using. Jesus Christ. Feeling victorious, I washed my hands. She was reflected in the mirror. My hands... Oh, wait, sorry, someone else. Wait, what? Oh, this is someone else. Okay. This is the mysterious person. Yoko-chan. So, you did come to school. I see you're preternatural as always. Preternatural. What is preternatural? I'm learning new words for some reason. Preternatural. Beyond what is normal or natural. Okay. Alright.
部活ごっこ楽しい？
I didn't think she would answer me. So I was surprised. It's no farce. It's a real club.
でも意味ない。
That's not true. It's got a plenty of meaning. For me, and for everyone else. I smiled. Yes, that club is truly meaningful. You're not the type to sit still at home. So, did you come out just to be sarcastic?
皮肉なんて言ってない。
Her voice was crestfallen. You even wore the uniform. Since you're here, why not participate? It really is a club. We're about to start broadcasting.
あんなおもちゃじゃ何もできない。
It's to comfort us. Obviously.
意味がない。
There's meaning in comfort.
遠慮する。
What if I clung to your shirt and begged you to participate?
行く。
It was simple. Hmm. What if I opportune you to give me the panties you're wearing right now? Her hands entered her skirt. Actually, that's okay. Her movement stopped. Am I the main character of some erotic? I hate. This is some Romeo Tanaka keto here. Then, it's okay if you just come and watch from a distance. Since you hate people.
嫌いじゃない。興味ないだけ。
She said casually. Even so, she's forcing herself to talk with all of her strength. She won't even tell other human things they need to know. But you are here, right when we're about to have our event. So why not participate with us? She nodded slightly and left the girls' bathroom. Still, I'm impressed she noticed I went to the girls' bathroom. She really is a super kunoichi. I left the bathroom. Come to think of it, did you know that if you split up the kanji for women, you get the characters that spell kunoichi? I don't know Japanese, so I'm learning this for the first time myself.
初耳っす。
She passed by me on my way out of the bathroom. Would you would you mind keeping it a secret that I entered the girls' bathroom? I clung to her sleeve.
そうですね。どうしようかな。
Especially from Kirihara.
じゃあ、キリチには行ってもいいんですね。
You can't do that either! Aren't those two the four most cold-blooded girls in my school?
ミキ、ナタデココ食べたい。
I just realized, is Nata de Coco... No, I always thought Nata de Coco is famous outside the Philippines as well. Never mind. I actually kind of miss Nata de Coco. Anyway, never mind. Well, I can get you agar. Agar is a vegetable gelatin used in petri dishes as a growth medium for bacteria.
それじゃあ、この口はペペラペラと開いてしまいそうですな。
Mercy! Hello. Domo.
ちょうど準備ができましたよ。
Wait, Domo is like taking more? Maybe I used that incorrectly. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, it's time for the super charismatic DJ. I take it.
スーパーカリというとすなわち
Have a D. Backward roundhouse kick. How dare you say such things in front of these maidens?
もうみんな知ってるって。
めちゃ痛いぜ
And then respond to the resilient Sakuraba.
はーい。三流コントはそのくらいにしてとっとと始めましょうね。
Hey. The men moved out hesitantly. Cutie stayed back and watched over everyone. Without Miki, she's isolated and has nowhere to be. Hey. Cutie turned away without answering. Irritated, she planted her heels firmly. For crying out loud.
おまた。
Miki returned. She naturally stood by Kitty. These two. Kitty looked like a protector, and it was true Miki was at the core of her attention. It was the exact opposite of the relationship where they simply observed and supported each other. Their arrangement made me feel something controlling. My heart rustled. But right now, I have to think about the broadcast. The manuscript only has an introduction. Come to think of it, I can't see Yoko-chan anywhere. She said she'd participate, so she ought to be here somewhere. I searched. There were 6 things actively moving within a 20-meter radius. But just beyond that, I felt a slight incongruity. The water tower. Ah, there she is. As I feared, she was hiding atop the water tower. A small shadow was barely moving. That was her. A movement no greater than a quiver. But no matter how slight the motion, I could see it. In this dreary world, I'd become more sensitive than anyone. She really does have no interest.
何？
I wasn't saying that to Tomoki. Now, broadcast.
この放送なんか番組名はあるんですか？決めてませんでしたね。
はい、
どうぞ桜庭くん。
恐怖地獄放送局。
えい。
Okay. The president's punch sunk into Sakuraba.
却下です。他には？
痛いぜ。
君は本当にバカだな。
でもこういうのはインパクトじゃん。
Then just try saying bam bam wherever appropriate.
うん。
Super Ninja.
セクハラ武士道。
I'm pretty sure you guys know the word Bushido.
引用美軍。夢悪。
放送クラブ。
It seemed the directionality of this conversation had been set by the first idea. Super Ninja.
くるくるパー放送局。
All persons at that location poked Nikki at an obligatory and businesslike manner.
いたた。不謹慎禁止。しません。
I told the mark again. Super Ninja.
それが一押しなのか。
どんな忍者だ？
You might say, Ultra Super Mega Future. I explained with gestures. She can jump walls 10 meters high, and she swings around her beloved sword, Kogashimaru. Kogashimaru appears to mean the blade of the cold winter wind.
悪代官を切る？
That was so boring. Yeah. She also kills village girls.
サイコパスだよ。
サイコパス。
Psychopaths. I really should watch it. I know it's a good one, but like, it's not your time. Kind of like Cross Channel. I had this in my computer for like a year or two at this point, but it's not. But a couple of weeks ago was the time to read it. Anyway,
却下。
少しは加工しなよ。
難しい。
マイナス方向から離れてください。
Senpai screamed through the megaphone. She had one. Mimi Senpai's pinchies. Look at, I was hit by a beautiful mid-level straight punch. Oh fuck!
下品なのはいけませんのでありましょう。
BJ はフラワーズにしよ
Eh?
キリチンに聞いてみませんと。
That's... Shut up.
う。ギャルであるべきだ。
I understand, but she's skilled.
ではでは。
She ran. She returned.
寝言は死んでから家この血の野郎ども。
相変わらず手厳しい。
Sakuraba wiggled happily. That's because he's a maso. What's a proggy?
血ぬ台のことですね。変な顔したタイですよ。
I have no idea what that is, man.
変な顔？
こんな感じです。
Oh, okay. That's a fish. Okay, good to know. Damn it, Kiri. Be cautious of your chastity when walking the streets at night. That girl.
まあまあ。
Wait, it might be a double meaning, double connotation word. What the hell? I didn't catch it. Whatever that is.
ほら、なんか疲れてきたぞ。
君が言いますか。
It's true. There was a sense of weariness floating around. Or weariness? This is what happens when a bunch of people bankrupt in personality have an exchange. Bankrupt in personality? That's right. What's Kirihara's opinion?
Huh?
You're a club member after all, so say something, you pig. She exhaled from her nose as if this was a nuisance.
バカーズ。
おのれ。ちょっと金持ちだという分際で、よくもバカにしてくれるものだ。
お前だよ。
Oh yeah, they're the richest people in the fucking area, right? So are you. At the same time, we deliver the same counter with violence, knocking Sakuraba into the ground.
しかもお前金持ちでバカじゃないか。そのままだ。
すまぬ。
It's true. This guy's an idiot, but I can't agree with that idea, Kirihara.
つーん決まりそうにないですね。
Senpai's opinion.
そうですね。
She must agree that we can't leave it in the hands of these idiots. Senpai folded her arms and thought,
ペケ君が DJ としてクロスチャンネル
Bro, she said the title. She said the title. She said the thing.
安易だ。
But it's the only serious one.
しかも気になるあいつの名前がついてて激キュートとキリチンが私の耳に熱くささやいたのでした。言ってない
Far away Kitty got angry. Damn it, Sakura Kitty. I challenge you to a day for hiding the fact that you've been fighting me Moe all this time.
言ってない
さて、オッキー。クロスはクロスでいいんじゃない？
あ、英単語の
When Senpai spoke to him, Tomoki hesitated for a moment.
まあ、
クロスチャンネルですか。あ、いいですね。
Bro, she said the title. Her expression remained complex.
まあ、いいんじゃないの？
ペケ君はどうですか
Except the crowning of my name with ever exceeding delight.
待て。
My friend, you seem sullen. If I didn't know better, I think you had some sullen ulterior motive for complaining about this utterly marvelous naming sense.
クロスチャンネルではなく、クロスチャンネルがいい。
Yo, he also said the line, the title, with the cross there. Of course, they had their most expensive VA on the fucking cast see the thing.
わからない。本当にこいつはわからない。
Isn't that a good thing?
わかるのかよ。
自信あり。
I'll admit, coming from you, that's a pretty good idea. Kimari, the grand opening of the Gunjo Institute broadcast channel. Cross channel. Okay, Tomoki, broadcast. Light the fire in the boiler.
ないよ。
面かじいっぱい。
船か。
For some reason, Tomoki's comebacks were all businesslike.
赤トリオ
She whispered with irritation. If we weren't all idiots, we wouldn't have all gathered here.
本当に全員だったらよ
Senpai exhaled, melancholy. Anyway, Kirihara, since you're here, be sure to get wet over the fluency of my speech.
バカすぎ
Toko turned the other way and put a candy in her mouth. She chewed it to pieces. Are you embarrassed? I peeked at her face from below. The distance between our lips was 5 centimeters. Toko fused Kia and No in a novel scream while beating her fist into someone's face. So, shall we begin? Bro, it's already sunset. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue.
映像出ないメディアでよかったですね
I couldn't agree more. That way, no one would be able to see the mark of the blow. I sat in front of the ready mic. A nice breeze this evening. It was gently sweeping the room, taking away the remaining wisps of heat. I braced myself. I looked toward Yoko-chan, giving her a thumbs up. She returned the gesture immediately.
長谷倉さん
Only the president noticed our exchange. Yes. All the members are here.
ペケ君が
Though it's certainly a farce of a club. Unsubstantial. Lazy and idle. It was a deception I could do nothing about. The time we have right now is an important thing. Senpai froze up and stood still in that spot.
でも私はただそんな尊い理由で
I'm telling you, it's fine. Don't worry about your true intentions. Everyone's in the club. That's the end of it.
私は
All the members are here. Everyone's right here. That doesn't simply mean that all the members of the broadcasting club are here. The remains of friendships form atop many lies and deceits. That sort of thing would just a little bit. For those of us who live in this world, extend our lifespans and the time limit on the breakdown of our hearts.
いいぞ太一。
6時まであと5、4
Miki closed her mouth and counted down her fingers. 3. I've been dreaming. 2. About a daily life benefiting normal school kids. And just such a self-involved club. 1. If I have the memory, that's enough. 0. I'm satisfied. I took a deep breath. I released the manuscript. The evening breeze, with its summer scent, stole away those papers as if pulling a prank. The manuscript stretched out and upward, scattering the pages apart in midair. Now, the broadcast. And this is the Gunja Institute Broadcasting Club. Even if I understand this is pointless, I want to live on while clinging to it. And then I pushed out the words. Is anyone alive out there? The Broadcasting Club campout. Something happened to my mouse. Give me a second. Those first years are advancing up a grade, and the happy third years are retiring. A new school year is coming, with 7 new faces, but actually 8. I felt that 7 out of 8 was okay. She'd come the moment I called her anyway, just to gather 7 people. The price I paid wasn't cheap. That was a huge commotion. There's just one reason why the faculty didn't participate. These are private club activities after all. Mr. kept secret from the Institute. If this was made public, there'll be some noise about it, but I thought it was fine. We did our thing, and the campout ended. All 7 of us set off on the road home. On the way, the sun began to sink. I had the feeling that we'd been walking for a horribly long time. For several hours. Normally this path didn't even take 1 hour. Was it because of fatigue? No one said anything. A world of only 7 sets of footsteps. An abnormally quiet mountain path. Even the sounds of insects didn't reach our ears. Even the air felt cold, even though it was summer. Although it was dark, I could still see. I could see the bat. I always had good night vision. Around the time when I started wondering if I'd taken a wrong turn, we finally arrived at the town. Humanity had been annihilated. Hi, 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 hi! I flew out of the house with great vigor. Having been on standby behind the door, building up my power, I flew way, way up. Yes, thank you. Normally, I'd do some shameful play here. Commuting salarymen, graceful students, gathering of great-great-grandgirls on their way to school. Even though all those people would be covering me all over with their lukewarm gazes, there's no one here. So, it really wasn't a dream. No. It's far too soon to decide that. For you to decide that. I covered my mouth. Humanity's annihilation? I laugh heavily. For humanity to be annihilated, now of all times. This is the 21st century. That's just too hack-eyed. Even if the unsinkable Japan goes under, the Japanese islands won't. Sate. After laughing for some time, I suddenly became calm. Getting excited without anyone around is ineffectual. That's it. I'll go see Yusa-chan. The day cannot begin without seeing the face of the pretty little girl living nearby. I went to the nearby Dojima house. Yusa-chan! Hey! I knocked on the door. There was no answer. Are you in there? That's right, the doorbell. The doorbell had a security video feed on it. I pushed it. No sound. That's right. The power was out. Televisions, phones, vacuum cleaners, refrigerators. Nothing. I pound on the door. Mother-in-law-sama! Yusa! Yusa! I'm here for Yoro-jo-san! Mama! Yusa! I loosened the fist I've been pounding with and let it fall down to my side. I went to Yoshida-san's house. Go! Combat. The wild dog should be there. However, the doghouse was empty. Even dogs? Come to think of it, I haven't even seen a single cat. This might be a very consistent dream. If it is a dream, then I don't care. Guess I'll go to school. It was my first walk to school in a month and a half. I looked up. The weather was nice. Good weather for walking to school. Commuting pleasure. The sunlight that reached my eyes was filtered by my white bangs. I wanted to get this cut. Disagreeable. Partly because of the color. I don't like my hair that much. While playing with my bangs, I set out on the hill-strewn path to school, commonly called the school hills. Walking. At that moment... What the? I revolted in the shape of a swan. What the fuck? This VN just keeps on giving, man. Then they changed to a propeller and slammed to the ground. Ah! Comic force. We have a second explanation of this. This was already explained the last time we met with her. Anyway, comic force. A scientific theory Tai Chi and science, combining scalar electromagnetism, the astrophysical theory of ether, flying machines, and so on. It simultaneously accelerates and mitigates various physical phenomena. As a result, mag-like effects unthinkable in classical physics may manifest. Statistically, it occurs often in prideful and youthful personalities, and functions to maintain a characterization. Give me a second. Never mind. You're trying to kill me?
ごめん。
The girl put her hands together. You virgin. That out. You think you can understand the zeal of those people who had their noses set on the Mr. Mitt defeating the Allies?
理解できなくていいんで。
I have no idea what his reference is. Probably something about World War II, but I have no idea. Making people spin like plane propellers. Oh, it might be a type of plane. German plane, maybe. I don't know, man. I threw down my pride and turned toward the school.
あ、待ってよ。
She caught up to me. Then she matched my pace and jumped onto her
やっ
bicycle.
た。
A wobbly formation, but still this virgin.
今回も落ち着いていて結構。
え？
太一は偉いな。
Huh? A risky person? Is she dangerous? So am I. I mean, so are all of us. Jeez. I can't laugh. Still, who is this virgin? Anyway, you look at
や
her.
った。
She tried doing a slight wheelie. Her panties? My thoughts were cut off. I'm really weak against sudden erotic events. In the process, my short-term memory of the previous moments were cleanly erased. What a brain. Well, whatever.
あー、暑いね。
Because it's summer.
新学期、月曜日、新しい出会い、別れ、そして祠。
What?
こ
Hokora?
のシーンが終わったら、祠に行く選択肢が出るように。
No, there won't be any much such choice.
つれね
She seemed ready to cry. Why do I have to go all the way up to that mountain? I have school, you
ー。
know.
学校って人いないじゃん。
That's not true, I said calmly. Since this is a dream, if I go to school, everyone will be right there.
人類滅亡してますし。
That's a lie!
いや、実際そうですし。
I can't hear you. I can't hear that sci-fi novelist explanation.
SF 小説ね。
Hi. This conversation is over.
毎回違う精神状態なんだよね。
Every time. The virgin heaved a huge sigh.
妙に平然としているかと思えば、現実を拒絶してたり。でも特定の傾向だけに固着してないってことは強さかもしれない。
She grabbed me by the chest while riding her bike, skilled.
だから毎回私は苦労してるんだよ。
Oh.
ほこら行けよ。行ってくれよ。
No more
ほ
violence.
こら行くか。
Hi, I'll go. I'm suffering. I might die.
絶対か。
I nodded twice.
よかろう。
I was released. It seemed better not to disobey her. But why the
い
Hokora?
や、あの一帯ってさ、神様がいるんだよね。
The two of us stared at each other for a while. Then at the same exact time.
ものすごいご利益があるわけさ。
They'll continue on like nothing happened.
いやー、笑いたくなるのはごもっともですよ。私だって人からんなこと真顔で言われたら笑うわ。
Then you made a straight face just to make me laugh?
そうだけど、でもちょっと真面目な話なんよ、これ。
A kami-sama?
そう、大切なことだよ。
Why?
とにかく大切なことなの。
Emphasis. It made no sense. What are you anyway?
何者だとおっしゃいますと？
Did you think I wouldn't figure it out? I made a flourish of brushing aside my bangs. Did you really think I would be unable to see right through you? I, Korosu Taichi. I'm a young adult candidate who's tasted both the sweets and sours of life. It's going to take more than one young, respectable, panty-flashing girl to fool these eyes. I inform her of that while sticking my thumb up with gusto. I saw her panties for a moment. Oh! Oh! Ah! This appears to be the Italian word for cylinders or compressed gas. I actually have no idea, man. While blowing blood out of my nose, I collapse.
うわ
I was struck without
ー
warning.
しかも鼻血って80年代のラブコメかお前は。
That was a cheap hit.
不用意に人を詮索しようとするからだ。
Wasn't that a normal question? Anyone would ask if a virgin they'd never met suddenly started talking to them like an old friend. I stood
会
up.
ったこともないということはない。
Double negative.
かお前は。
I have no idea what this is. A-Talk is in advanced Japanese. I-M-E? What is that? What is I-M-E? Anyway, never mind. Numerous features, including spelling and grammar checking. What? Let me check what the I-M-E language. Input method editor. Okay, makes sense. When have we met?
難しい質問だな。
The virgin looked far into the
う
distance.
まく答えられないよ。
It's been bugging me for a while. But
にゃ
she said, I can't disregard her. You aren't an Earthling, are you?
は
What planet are you from?
地球。
Lies. There's no Earthling like you. Why are your movements so fluffy? Isn't that strange?
ふわふわ。
Somehow, you just seem to be floating. Like, I can't really grasp you, or your presence feels different. You're just different in some way I can't explain. Huh? Could you be trying to pull me down to be a captive that lewd, alluring flower petal so that you can suck out my essence? Are you a succubus? Are you? I feared her like a kitten.
落ち着き。
She hugged me.
ちょっとナーバスになってたんだね。よしよし。
Tightly. My face sunk into the pressure superior to the softness. Oh, these very hills are those of a mother. These two hills shall become the cornerstone upon which I can found a Roman empire, and their name shall garner fame in all countries of the world.
胸を揉むな。
My first breath in so long.
揉むなというのに。
Her knee entered the pit of my stomach. My body floated into the air. Oh, God! I crawled along the ground with the highest clumsiness. Huh?
どうした？
Something. These hands of mine, which had just performed sexual harassment, I now tried to open and close them in front of my eyes. Something feels wrong. No, not like that. How should I put it? I no longer understood. The emotions which had boiled up at that time I touched that girl's withered all at once. As if I'd been castrated.
痛かった？
No. You don't have to seriously worry about me. I stood up. No, I got to feel something good. I moved back to my usual fickle and frivolous attitude for now.
いや何？淑女としては当たり前のことですよ。
A certain kind of kindness and elegance, and it makes one feel the fragrant scent floating out from within. One could say they're a product rarely seen in recent years. I spoke like some kind of professional critic,
過分のお言葉です。
and now that I've calmed down, tell me your name.
名乗ってなかったっけ？
All I've heard is that you're a virgin passerby.
通りすがりの処女だなんて言ってねえけどな。私、ナナカ
I'm Taichi.
知ってる。
Why do you know my name?
秘密。
Full of mysteries.
こんなくらいにしておくか。
Now, back to the main topic. What exactly are you?
バイバイ。
Hold it! I ran to her departing back.
何ゅー
That's a Moe word I never heard before. There's no doubt its worldwide usage totals just a small number as that of the phrase Ikutsuki mania. I have no idea what this is. Ikutsuki is a city in Russia. The phrase Ikutsuki mania is utterly meaningless. I'd love to make an exception for that pity word and let you get away, but at least come clean about which planet you're from.
だから地球人だっつーの。
Lies. Your presence is not of that of an earthling. I took one of my best karate stances. Karate stance. I forgot. This is one of his make-up words. Karate is the ultimate martial art. She pointed to me with a white fingertip. Hmm? No, something behind me. I turned around, and for several seconds the school was in my field of vision. No response. I returned my gaze to Nanaka. She disappeared, along with her bike. Not a phenomenon which could be explained just by the speed of her bike. Huh? The cicadas weren't chirping. A quite new term. After climbing several hills, I reached the shopping district. There was no sign of anyone. I could see the Tasaki's shop. I peeked inside the store with a certain expectation, but I couldn't feel anyone breathing in there. Guess they're out. Tasaki groceries have been left empty for a while now. The owner of this local shop, Mr. Tasaki Goichiro, age 47, single, is an unparalleled railway maniac. He often drifted out of the store to go take pictures at some far-off railway line. He forces me to look at his pictures every once in a while, but they're not the least bit interesting. I'm the child of today who doesn't embrace any fantasies of trains. The store remains open when its owner is gone. A profligately empty store. He failed to become employed at the Japan Railways in his 20s and sunk to being a Yankee from a past age. This idiocy continued until he was 30, when after his parents' deaths, his facial features became richer. Could it be said that something other than his inheritance changed that fundamentally wild horse railway nerd into a decent person? Anyway, that man with current excuses of disposable income has one of the few remaining businesses that serves as a local store for the neighboring residents. That's why it wasn't rare for there to be no people here. Come to think of it, my throat's a little dry. I went to the back of the store and took out a bottle of green tea. I took out the notepad and scribbled on it. September 7th, Green Tea King, 130 yen, Kurosu Taichi. By the way, in real life, it's September 2. Oh. Perfectly flat. I saw that several other memos had already been put up. September 3. Oh, that's in a few hours. It's September 3. Holy shit. Vegetable juice. Healthy Go-Go. 1110 yen. Yamanobe Miki. There's a lot of them, so we'll just go through this. This is just a repeat of the opening scene-ish. Anyway, let's continue. Oh yeah, we did buy an awful lot here during the campout. When we returned from the campout, all the people in town had disappeared. Television, radio, all forms of media had gone silent, just as utilities such as electricity and water had stopped. Everyone was paralyzed, because right before us was a conflagration of emotions far too heavy to put up on a shelf. We were tired and in no mood to talk about it. We deferred to theorizing and split up. And now today, the new term. I've been trying to attend school normally. I opened the door. An isolated presence poured out, caressing my cheeks. The window seat. The girl was resting her chin on her hand. She gave me a single glance. Beautiful long hair. Being maintained by a level of care that could be called paranoia. It was in dangerously good order. I could tell by close inspection. Controlled by an iron fist. Not a single fray or split end had been allowed. It's light to touch, and if I threaded my fingers through it, it flowed like grains of sand. The first time I met her, she'd been wearing an invisible armor. The invisible breastplate of an unapproachable atmosphere. There must be a lot of reasons. The fact that this is the Gunjo Institute. Her shrill, noisy classmates. The chorus-like classmates. Void boys and girls who could only see their own world. There were very few people who could materialize a respectable conversation with those kids. So few you can count them. Emotionless guards standing everywhere. A classroom world caricatured to the point of frenzy. A crafty and villainous worldview resembling the act of releasing clockwork toys upon a mountain of corpses. Man, I'm guessing the translation is barely holding together because I'm having a hard time understanding the prose right now. Prakiri Haratoko, who lived therein with an adaptation coefficient of 46. There was a need to protect the remaining 54%. Self-consciousness was maintained by avoiding the company of others. For that reason, her decision at the beginning of the entrance ceremony was correct. Toko still resembles who she was back then. Ostentation, bravado, and vanity. You could say that that's all there was to the person known as Kirihara Toko. Wow, you really came. Her line of sight moved back to outside the window, with timing that made her intent perfectly transparent. She was fully prepared to ignore me. Okay, what do we do here? Oh, I should be ending it here, but I'm all in, like. Anyway. Let me see. What the hell happened? Give me a second, something happened to my window. Wait, something weird. Give me a second. Okay. Looks like we're back. I don't know what happened. I think from here, let's go to the roof. Okay. She's the model of a harsh beauty. True and true. I'll give up on talking to her for now. Maybe I'll go to the roof. I left the classroom. At the last moment, I felt someone's gaze and turned around. Her hurriedly spun gaze was then released back outside like a javelin. There's nothing worth pointing out in particular. I suddenly closed the door and started down the hallway. If I open this door, I'll be on the roof. She'll definitely be there. Even though I'm only opening a door, I felt myself hesitate slightly. The compound I knew all too well had failed. I forced Senpai to rush out into it. I anticipated that it would hurt her. I anticipated it, but I didn't think about it. And now here I am again, trying to use Senpai. For the sake of bringing peace to my heart. I wondered how I should have behaved around her. But humans are creatures of mood, and this morning I was in the mood to come here. That's enough of an explanation for me. But what will Senpai think? That bothered me a little. I twisted the knob and pushed the iron door outward. The wind blew. It was blowing at the moment I stepped outside. But that mysteriously put me in a sunny mood. A massive water tower was on the other side of the stairs, but in the direction I was facing, a large antenna rose up, sharing the tower's foundation. An antenna, still incomplete. Due to insufficient parts and knowledge, compensating for that with her optimism, it had slowly taken shape. Yeah, it might have been her pessimism. That sort of thing happens now and then. Before the camp out, she was all alone. I knew that this club was her final bastion to flee to. And yet again, even now, she's fleeing to that bastion. Miyasumi Misato. And right now, Misato-senpai is standing with the antenna cradled in the wind. Senpai! As I called out to her, her fan-shaped hair undulated in the wind. A brown cave swing in the ultramarine sky.
ペケ君
If I cleaned my ears, I could hear her voice call my name, along with the movements of her soft crimson lips. I may have only been able to hear her whispering in that sudden gust of wind because of the cocktail party effect, but something wouldn't stop giving me visions that I share a peculiarity with Senpai. A happy hallucination. I walked up to her. Senpai was smiling. My face bloomed naturally. Our lines of sight followed each other with mutual affection. And then, as I enveloped into a womb of soft contemplation, the truth, which was made yet more painful by the miraculous and refined nature of Miyasumi Misato, became understood even within the deepest reaches of the Mariana Trench. I could see her panties. I could see them! I can see them! All of them! All of them! I'm seeing all of her panties! I must ask someone if I suddenly travel to the country of panty flashes. She hasn't even noticed. I can't stand this. Long live the Republic of Pantyland. Our wonderful country. A great country! Eternally!
ペケ君ペケ君ペケ君
Huh?
もしもしどうかしましたか
Crap, my consciousness flew away again. No, there's nothing abnormal. Yes, perfectly normal all the way down to my nails.
でもよだれ垂れてますよ
I'll go commit seppuku. I took off my shirt.
ちょっとどうしてよだれごときで切腹です
I've stained senpai.
よくわかりません
It's better that way.
それよりどうしてここに授業はどうしたんです
Glasses? I returned to my senses and looked into senpai's eyes.
わかりましたサボりですね
She raised her index finger. What a girl. She's the same as always.
図星でしょう
Well, her usual thoughts and actions. She's derailed. She's not accepting it. The reality of humanity's disappearance. Everything else is normal.
サボるなんて感心しませんね
Yesterday, when we had split up after the camp out, the impression I've gotten from her words then was correct.
明日部活がありますから
Such a simple form.
夏休みも終わって新学期気が抜けたコーラみたいな気持ちを引きずっていてはいけません踏まずたゆまず姿勢を正して授業にそして課外活動に励むのが日本男児の美徳というものでありましょう
It was as if she could bring herself good fortune by rejecting the opinions of her observers. She's the only fortunate
と
one.
はいえ初日に授業があるわけでもありませんしこれくらいにしておいてあげます
That's right. If she's happy, that's all that matters. The person that everyone wishes to become isn't always noble and virtuous. It's not like I'm measured by how much I force my standards on others. Rather, am I not a defective merchandise? I'll permit it and cooperate with it. Her fleeing, because she was the one who, when I was all alone, invited me to the broadcasting club.
それに 実は私もサボりです。
Senpai stuck out her tongue a little. I ordered myself with the full will of my body. Play the part. Yeah! Senpai's eyes shrunk. Her usual
ちょっ
smile.
とお待ちください。
She stepped down. When her toes touched the ground, we were back to our past selves. Senpai, listen to this. With my ultimate martial art of karate, I took the stance for a mid-level straight punch. Mid-level straight punch, a horizontal punch. Omnidirectional attacks are key to karate, and the straight punches are especially good at controlling all regions other than the back. Likewise, there exist up and down karate moves unimaginable in common martial arts. Although it's certain there is no life form on Earth who can compete with such heaven-rending attacks, the prepared have no laments. In the unlikely event such an enemy appeared, karate would be the one and only means of resistance. All the world is a metagame. Don't worry about the fact that my being on all fours makes this look like a sumo stance.
なんですか？
Senpai also took some incomprehensible stance. I wanted to start participating in the club I've been skipping all the way up until now.
なんですって？
From school swimsuits to Ansco cameras, Koroso Taichi will support the life of your club.
想像するだにめまいがしますね。
Delightful!
褒めているように聞こえましたか？
I made no effort to understand it any other way.
すっごく頭いいです。あまりにも良すぎたため、一回転してもはやおバカちゃんに戻ったのではないかと疑いました。
Geniuses and I are merely a paper's width apart. We both amuse ourselves with this weird conversation and these weird poses. Yes. Now, this is a club. Now, please give an order to me, your love slave, such as rubbing oil on you, and giving you a bus massage, or harvesting a field of wild strawberries.
ああ、
I got full of myself and ran my mouth off into something perverted. Senpai is strict about perversion. Not that she knows much about it. Then Senpai smiled wide, as if she was happy. Did she not notice my sexual harassment just now? The angel's list told me I had felt the mercy of the Holy Father.
ここからいなくなれ。
Laying my hands on Chinese stock was the start of my decline. I screamed something raw and fresh to the expansive and innocent blue sky on the other side of the fence. Well, it's not like there are any Chinese folk who can crack a smile because they aren't starving to the point where they need to eat deaths. The antenna seems to be taking shape.
頑張りました。
Our conversation naturally continued. That's how firm the relationship was between myself and Senpai. We won't break from something like world annihilation. Isn't complete yet.
まだ全然なんですよ、これが。
The antenna should have been set up by the dealer, but they just abandoned it here after delivering it.
専門家じゃありませんし、だまし組み立ててます。本体はいいとしても、配線や調整は手つかずですし。
Unfortunately, I had no such knowledge. Then I guess there's nothing for me to help with other than indecency.
いやらしいサポートとかしたら定額にしますよ。
My head was being patted. Ugh, you, I purred.
よしよし。そういった擬声語や擬態語ティックな言葉を頻繁に口走りつつ、わかりやすく赤面したり、焼きもち焼いたり、過去のトラウマを適度に明かしていってくれるだけでいいんですよ。
Going to become incredibly materialistic.
大衆がそれを望むんですよ。
I hate the masses. Not that they exist anymore. I snuck a peek at Senpai's hand and noticed that it was covered in small wounds. Ah! I took her hand. You're covered in wounds.
ああ、そうですね。
This is because you're doing it all alone. She looked away as if upset. Wouldn't it be better to have everyone work on this?
みんなでって。
Senpai lost her words for a moment. Come on, it's a club. Won't that make you feel better?
でもですね、それはさすがにきついのではないかと。
We can do it. We just have to use the appropriate pawns to capture them. just as the frog takes the slug while suggesting the snake obtain employment to avoid being eaten by it. It is of vital importance to form human society with precise human resources that can strike at the vital points of the task. What the fuck is this sentence? Theoretically, you can achieve dominance by placing on the stage pieces you can use via friendship, as long as you're willing to pay their prices. Of course, there are new requisites mixed in, such as promotion and arrangement of manager, along with the complications of managing obedience to the continued chart. If you go that far, then there will come a need to touch on Machiavellism at some point. I don't know why I have a hard time pronouncing that. Again, regarding the existence of methods which grant uplift, drama, and theatrics through open political deception as recorded. My God, fucking hell, man. Jesus, what the fuck am I reading, bro? I would like to refrain from touching on the view that they desire such fortunate hallucinations to be there for them to accept, but for the sake of bringing to my fruition my Third Reich. That his body was quivering. Indeed. Due to recent times, desiring substantial loquacity, I don't know how to pronounce that, and adapting to our circumstances in order to make us read time-wasting books, I've already begun playing back like a recording, even though I should just be honest in front of Senpai. At that point, I began to trick her. Ah, my head! It hurts! Okasan! I fell over into Senpai's chest. Somehow, a super intelligent outer space being called Omrus had just come to eat away at perilous space history by overcoming the ergosphere using the wisdom of the essenceness. What the fuck is I don't know what the hell I'm reading. Obviously making some shit up. Get out! Get out of me! She joins forces with me. Oh! You saved me. The result is spiritual threat to the universe. Oh no. Feelings of thanks reach us from the seventh world. And that makes me the usual Tai Chi. Tai Chi exercise to increase Tai Chi's appeal. Now, what shall we do? Okay. Wait, that's it? Thinking. Am I in your way by any chance? Senpai waved her hands frantically. He was silent. Senpai's club is something only for her. That sentence passed through the back of my mind. Minna. They're not all doing what they love, you know. I think so. Doko, for instance. Is there really a need for her to come to school? When we came back from the campout, all people had disappeared. We were cut off from civilization. Without radios or phones or internet. Unable to use water, electricity, or gas. We don't even know the cause of all this. We're just a bunch of powerless boy meets girls. All we can do is repeat our daily lives. We can't have adventures or investigations. Those shouldn't be done. They only paralyze our hearts. Especially for us, as people of Kunjo. Under the current situation, the only people who haven't received mental damage would have to be Yoko-chan. Also, that girl. Huh? I don't know. What I know is, she's something else. The same way as Yoko-chan. Just that feeling of something being wrong. For the current me, that's the limit. That aside, Yoko-chan shouldn't be disturbed by something like humanity disappearing. There's nothing to do besides repeat how we were living up to now. Senpai's face was grave. I beamed with even greater joy. That's why I tried coming to school. And Harakiri Toko came too.
桐原さんも
She was sitting in her seat, looking around aimlessly.
そうですか。
Well, Sakuraba and Tomoki will probably show up sooner or later. Those guys are very nearly healthy though.
そうだといいですね。
She hesitated a bit, then lowered her eyes. I could tell she was pushing herself. She was doing her best to look bright and cheerful. My heart hurt. Then, if there's something I can help with, please say so.
はい。その時はぜひに。
Below the summer sun, I left, leaving Senpai. I opened the iron door and entered the building. I turned around to see her watching me go. I had to call it here. I should have stopped 30 minutes ago, but the scene just kept going and it was interesting. Anyway, we're gonna continue again tomorrow for more Cross Channel. I hope you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.